talking about the long, convoluted storyline that will just never, ever end, no matter how long we want it to. Game of Thrones. I'm here with Marley Bauer. You can take the stand.
Why do you have to ask me about Game of Thrones, Bryce? Why do you have to ask me about that book series? I don't like being asked about Game of Thrones because it makes me very angry. Because you have a guy, okay, and I've been known to shower praise a bit liberally along books that I like. If I like a book, I usually talk about how much I like that book, and I talk about it a lot. I am a firm believer that the two greatest fantasy series ever written, Harry Potter and Game of Thrones. Not my favorite, which is Skullduggery Pleasant, but that's a whole nother video. I think they're the best. Skullduggery Pleasant is my favorite. Anyhow, Harry Potter, good series, fantastic series. You know what happened with Harry Potter? The same author adhered to a schedule and finished the books in a reasonable amount of time. Here we have Game of Thrones. First book comes out in bumfuck Babylon in the year 2800 BCE. And just George R.R. Martin, in his infancy, writes one of these brilliant characters, brilliant everything. This beautiful, beautiful fantasy novel that's grounded in reality, and people are just dying, and it's a great idea. And then the second book comes out, like, let's say in about the Bronze Age, and that's a pretty good book. It's pretty good. Then the third one comes out, and we're talking, Columbus. We're talking Columbus is when this book's come out. He found the Native Americans reading it when he landed on the shores of the US of A. He found them reading, what the fuck is it called? It's called the third book in the Game of Thrones series, and it's really fucking good. It has one of my favorite characters of all time, Oberyn Martell. It's a punch after punch of just beautiful fantasy literature. Then you get to the fourth book, sometime in the Industrial Revolution, and goddamn does that book fucking blow. It's not a good book, but it's because there's no good characters in that book. He decided to write the fourth book in 2 books, so all the good characters are in the 5th book, which was originally going to be part of the 4th book. But George R.R. Martin at this point is old as dirt and doesn't know how to write books anymore. So the book gets split up. 4th book, not so good. It's you got to read it to read the book series. And then you get to the 5th book. 5th book, A Dance with Dragons. It's a return to form. You got all your best characters. You got your Tyrion. You got your Arya. You got your Jon Snow. You got the other characters that no one cares about. The other characters, some of them are kind of really the bad characters. Anyhow, 5th book. There's like 3 cliffhangers in a row, and it's beautiful. You can't wait to know what happens next. This book was published sometime in the mid-'80s, right after Queen played at Live Aid, and George R.R. Martin has himself developed AIDS because he can't finish a book to save his goddamn life. A Winds of Winter was supposed to come out 5 years ago. Guess what? He went on his blog, and he said, that book won't be coming out this year because I'm an old man who just likes to revel in my fuck money that I got from selling my soul to HBO. Now, none of you are you're not gonna finish the Game of Thrones series because I don't know any of you jack shit. And I'm gonna choke this old bastard to death if he didn't write such good books, because you know what he's doing? He's writing Donk and Frumley books. He's writing prequel books. He's writing some sci-fi shit that nobody cares about. George R.R. Martin has decided effectively to just sit in his old writing chair. Maybe I'll start A Winds of Winter today. Or I could go online and watch HBO because they're finishing my books for me and I get to see some dragon titties. He doesn't understand that what made him famous in the first place is what he should finish. I hate George R.R. Martin because he wrote a great series and now has not deigned to come up out of his old man chair to finish it. Fuck you, George R.R. Martin. Fuck Game of Thrones. But seriously, though, please, I'm begging you to finish it. It's so good.
The final season of Game of Thrones will be on HBO this year.
I created dragon titties!